Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scottie B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scottie B. That was my rapper thing. I was a rapper for like a good 5 seconds just now.
Okay, see, I stayed quiet because I didn't know if some horns were going to come in. I didn't know what. Yeah, he kind of caught me off guard with the.
I was in rapper mode, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but what's going on, man? It's Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scottie B. Nothing, man. Nothing. Soaking everything in, man.
Whoa.
So,
I'm gonna go up.
So, soaking everything up that is happening in the world. If you finish your sentences, you won't have to worry about saying pause. A very drunk man once told me that.
All right.
The guy was drunk, but it made all the sense in the world. He said, you know, if this new generation learned how to finish their sentences, you wouldn't have to say pause because you would
that's
know.
A good point.
Yeah, you would know what they were talking about, right? But because people,
that's not as much fun though. Nah, don't finish your sentences. No, there's no fun in that.
No, but it did make sense. I mean,
it makes sense.
And people won't have to say pause or anything like that. So what's up, man? What's been up?
Well, Scott, my buddy old pal. So you know, there's a football season going on, but you know, there's certain teams that act like they don't want to like participate.
That's what we're calling it now. That's what you would call it, not participate? They're participating.
But just not at a high level.
I wouldn't even say that. So there's a couple of things. And
okay.
It's going to, I guess we're going to be at two different extremes.
All right.
Number one, Dak Prescott, that man, he deserves his money.
Hey, I hear that? I had to turn the light up, man, because it was a little dark. All right, so yeah, go ahead, finish. I'm locked in.
All right, so that's one point is blatantly obvious that he's the clear leader of that team, and I think he doesn't get enough credit. Watching that team Sunday without him, it just made all the sense in the world. Personnel, it does not gel. And I think me and you left off last week with speaking about the general manager and the owner. We're putting a lot of blame on Mike McCarthy, and I'll get to him too, and the players. But they share some equal responsibility there too. That team just does not fit. Mike McCarthy is everything I told you he would be.
It's still early, but go ahead.
It's still early, but he's not an innovative coach. He's done nothing with his year off to show me otherwise. And it may not have been all Jason Garrett watching what he's able to do with the Cowboys. And then the players. The players, they've got way too much talent to be underachieving like they are.
All right.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to be done because
I am. I gave you enough things to rebuttal, and I already know this is going to take 10 to 15 minutes. In all fairness, you didn't interrupt me. You let me speak, and you let me talk. So, floor is yours, my friend. I want y'all to extend the same courtesy to you too.
All right. So before I even proceed, I just want to let you know that it was already rough knowing that this is homecoming week, and we weren't having a homecoming game. We couldn't record live at homecoming at the tailgate. You don't get to see the people, so I'm already agitated from that part, right? But then I work my way back towards everything. You got. There's enough blame to go around, like you said. I agree, and you have guys that just aren't playing hard. You know that you can make any excuse in the world for the players or the coaches, but they're not playing hard. Like when you see a play, I believe it was Kane Drake just ran through. He ran through the whole. He wasn't even touched until maybe towards the end of his run, and it's just like that's effort. You see Van Der Esch just getting yoked up. That's effort. And so that I feel like they need to flip whatever switch it is that they need to flip. They need to hurry up and flip it because before you know it, the Cowboys going to be 2-8, and people going to be looking around like, what in the hell is going on? As far as the coaches, the right coaches aren't there. Now, Mike McCarthy, I don't know yet, but I know, oh, you lucky my paper's not here. Mike Nolan needs to get out of there. They need to get rid of Mike Nolan immediately. And Jerry Jones is going to have to swallow his pride. Either bring back Chris Richard. You got George Edwards is in the building, so make him the defensive coordinator. Mike Nolan does not need to be the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. I feel like that is the biggest problem on their defense is the coach and the scheme, and it's just not clicking. The players, and the personnel. The personnel is cool, but the scheme, the effort, and that defensive coordinator is terrible. Like it's terrible. And
I got comments about that.
Okay, so Randy Gregory is coming back. We'll somebody said 2-8 and still lead the NFC East, but anyway,
facts.
No, they won't be 2-8. I promise you that. They will win this weekend. They will win next week against Philadelphia. But another thing is I'm not letting the offense scored a lot of points, but they're partly the problem. So initially in that game on Monday, it was fairly close. And knowing that the defense has a deficiency, the offense needs to help them as much as possible. And right now, the best player on that team is Ezekiel Elliott. And he can't fumble. He's been fumbling all year. And it's been terrible. Dak, he was turning the ball over early in games, and it was putting them in the holes that they were in. So it's like, but Dak kind of like helps himself by making the comebacks and things of that nature. But you're not helping the defense early on, and you already know that defense or the scheme is kind of trash. So
right there.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree with you, and that's the most people are not highlighting that as one of the reasons why they're struggling as much. What you just alluded to. I mean, they lead the league in turnovers. It's 15. The next closest team has like 12. And you look at all those turnovers are resulting in points for the other team. They've given up 38 points this year alone off of turnovers. So they're not doing, and I totally agree, they're not doing that defense any favors. But proceed.
Right.
Go ahead.
So no, don't get me wrong. Jason Garrett was a problem last year. I feel like you bring Chris Richard last year and the year before that, we got so Mike wants me to bet Pampers because he's an Eagles fan, and Mike, we'll talk later because I may make a bet. But anyway, don't get me off track here. So I do agree that Jason Garrett was he was a problem last year with the play calling, but to take away and for all that, they should have kept Linehan. They should have kept Linehan if they were going to play like this, because the last 2 years the Cowboys defense had last year they took a step back from 2 years ago. This year they are historically terrible. They're bad. And Omar, I said that already. Omar, is effort on the players. You got to put it on the players as well. I think there's enough room to go around. That's why I think the title of this episode was Allas, Cowboys or whatever. That like there's no defense in So what will help? The first thing that will help. The first thing that will help would be getting rid of Mike Nolan. You get rid of Mike Nolan, and George Edwards is there. George Edwards is a guy that will get in your face. Chris Richard was one of those guys that would get in your face and hold you accountable. Like you said, I'm going to quote Scottie, all Mike Nolan is known for is bringing stinky suits into the league, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's frustrating to watch, though.
Yeah, a lot of people may not understand that joke. Mike Nolan's father coached in the NFL, and back when he coached, the coaches wore suits. So for a small stint of time when he was the 49ers head coach, he was wearing suits. And it's always been a joke to me. He looked like he was all sweating in them, and it just looked like he wore stinky suits to all the games. So I will forever remember Mike Nolan for introducing stinky suits to the NFL.
I mean, yeah, man, and so here's the thing: the best in the world that we're in the sorriest division in football right now. So, there's time to turn it around. And y'all can say this is a hot take, but the Cowboys will finish over 500. They still will win the division. Andy Dalton looked bad last week, but it wasn't all his fault. There were some drop passes. There were some pass interference calls that weren't called. And I know there was anonymous sources, but the coaches haven't been adjusting. The coaches haven't been adjusting in the games. It's like whatever the scheme is that they're going into the game with is what they're running, and they haven't adjusted.
So here's my concern with the Cowboys. Number one, you're right. They are still in first place and easily the sorriest division in football right now. But there's a couple things you got to – so Mike is absolutely correct. The team that looks like it's going to figure it out faster than anybody is the Eagles. Mm-hmm. So right now the Eagles are the biggest threat in the NFC East. My concern with the Cowboys is these anonymous quotes, how Mike McCarthy responds to it. Does he go in there and can he win back that locker room? I believe that he has lost the locker room in 6 weeks. And the effort and the output that we're seeing suggests that. And based off of what we've seen on the field and based off of what we're hearing, there's smoke there. Now, he's got to figure out how to address that to right the ship. Is he the right man for the job? Only time will tell. I've felt like that he just kind of fell into that job. I know he's got a Super Bowl ring, but, I've always given Aaron Rodgers, and that Packers team was loaded, during his tenure with the Packers, and he wasn't able to come anywhere close. I always felt like Aaron Rodgers was the one carrying that relationship. We look at like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and people will argue that no, Bill Belichick is the one, or people will argue Tom Brady is one. You never hear anybody talking about Mike McCarthy was the one that was getting Aaron Rodgers over the hump or winning all those games. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can respond to it. The other thing is, will the Cowboys adjust to the personnel issues? Is it time to blow it up?
Well, now, no. I don't think it's time to blow it up. Defensively, you need to get some better pieces in that defensive backfield because those
Byron Scott walk out the door.
Byron Scott used to play for the Lakers.
Oh, and that Byron
Jones.
Byron Jones. I'm sorry, not Byron Scott, but Byron Jones. They let him walk out the door. They didn't pursue him.
I mean, well, he was
huge.
He was the odd man out. Because at the end of the day, you needed. I think they felt like they was going to address everything in the draft, but you still have Earl Thomas out there. You had a chance to get Jamal Adams. There are a number of safeties that you could have went and got, and they just didn't pull a plug. Right now, at this point right here, you're getting Randy Gregory back this week, right? I almost believe that Earl Thomas would take the veterans minimum, right? Because he's got his money. I think he'll take the veterans minimum. He would immediately. He doesn't even know the scheme. He would start right now. He would start right now if they was to bring him in.
He would start right now if they were to bring you in.
Well, thanks, man. But
stop telling me a whole lot.
So Byron Jones. If Byron Jones was there right now, the defense would look the same. He wasn't that much of a difference maker. I mean, the numbers. He played well, but as a Cowboys fan, I wasn't no fan. I was like, all right, he's all right. He could play safety, he could play corner, but not what he was trying to get. Not what Miami paid him. You don't even hear about him on Miami. You don't even hear about him on Miami. So it was like, don't pay him that money. And so, yeah, man, no.
So let's transition there because we beat this Cowboys.
Poor Fitzmagic. He looked like Fitztragic today. I was a little sad. I ain't gonna lie. When they showed Ryan Fitzpatrick's press conference today, he literally looked like he just finished crying. I felt bad for him, man. And I honestly, I understand the move. I understand the business move. I understand it. But damn, yo. I mean, he's playing like a top 10 quarterback right now.
He is a top 10 quarterback right now. That's what the data suggests. He's having a good season. The problem is that the data suggests that in week 6 in all of his seasons is when he falls off. And how ironic is week 6. And it's week 6. So I couldn't even be mad at Miami for thinking back. They're like, okay, we saw the story in Buffalo. We saw it with the Jets. We saw it with Tampa Bay and the 8 other stops. Week 6, he's going to fall off. And it happens every year. Every year, nobody drafts him in their fantasy league.
He was getting picked up, though.
He was getting picked up now.
He's a waiver wire guy.
Yeah, he's a waiver wire guy. You like, nah, he just threw 4 touchdowns. Let me go ahead and get him. And then people start selling him in because he had those great games. And then week 6, man, he's back to his normal self. So I feel like Miami said, you know what? We've seen this story before. It's week 6. We can't lose.
Yeah, but so wait, they have a bye this week, right? Yeah, they have a bye this week. Here's the problem, though. They should have waited till week 8 because, I mean, I'll say this: Tua played in one of the toughest conferences in college football, but they're going against the Rams and Aaron Donald.
They must have saw something in practice to where he was just basically
I can see
Like,
that.
you know what? He's ready. Because that was the same thing. You know, you take the Dolphins, right? So you got Brian Flores down there.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, the Dolphins started out looking terrible. And they had Josh Rosen out there. But
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, he started looking good in practice. And, credit to Flores. He was like, you know what? We're not going to tank. I'm going to throw him out there. They ended up pulling it in. I think they ended up with 5 wins or whatnot.
Yeah.
But
And the Jets were 7-9.
Right. And so they ended up just being respectable. They still ended up at the 5th pick, but everybody thought that they were taking 4 Tua. They ended up still getting them. Obviously, he must be healthy, must be showing them something. And it's week 6. So they're like, you know what? Yeah, let's just be good with the 3-3. Because here's the deal, too. And you may not believe this, and I already know you're about to argue me. Do you really see Miami catching Buffalo?
Miami catching Buffalo? Wait, hold on. Wait. First of all, Buffalo's not going to win a division. But do I see them catching Buffalo? So I'll say this. Miami looks like they can make the playoffs. Will they make the playoffs? I don't know. But they look like they can make the playoffs. To catch Buffalo and New England? No.
Yeah.
Right.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, you talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick?
But I'm backtracking. With Ryan Fitzpatrick, they're on track to be 8-8. And that's what he do. He's a 6 through 10, 8 through 8 guy. That's what you're gonna get from Ryan Fitzpatrick. Right now, their record is 3-3. So they're heading down that road. So why not put that spark plug in there to where it's like, you know what?
They were smart. Everybody was all jolly and everything. They were smart.
Yeah, I think it was one of them head scratchers. But the more I thought about it, I said, you know what? Give it a shot.
Why not? I get it. I get it. I absolutely get it, and I understand. I want to see Tua do well, man. I do. I want to see him do well. But I was low key rooting for Ryan Fitzpatrick because, I mean, man, get a man a break, man. Dang. But
he got a lot of breaks. He is the king. he is Mr. Transition. He's
a bridge quarterback. He's a career bridge quarterback.
Quarterback all day, and he should wear that with pride.
Absolutely, but so I think so. The thing is, normally he's not. His numbers don't look the way they are. Around this time, they're normally like 15 to 20-ish, but they may be fluttering or whatever. They actually look competitive. And they, through 6 games last year, I think they were 0-6 or 0-5 or 1-5 or something like that. They're 3-3 right now, which shows progress. I guess that just says Flores is doing a great job. So we'll see. There's one thing I wanted to get to real quick because I know we're almost at the win of the week time, but there's one thing I wanted to get to that's been kind of bugging me for the last few weeks. And it's this analytics being brought into football, right? Scott, I hate it. I hate it because it seems, especially this season, it seems like analytics has cost a lot of teams more than it's helped them. Instead of kicking that extra point and going up 8, they're going for 2, trying to get to 9. Or on 4th and 1, instead of kicking a field goal while you're up 5 and going up 8, they try and go for it. Or I think they were up 6 or something, whatever it was. They try and go for it, and to and that'll end the game and end up losing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and then hold on. So it was 5. So Minnesota was up 5. They went for it on 4th and 1. They didn't get it. Russell Wilson went down the field. They went for 2. They didn't get 2. So if you would have kicked the field goal, you would have won the game. You would have won the game. So I think right now analytics is hurting the NFL more than it's helping it.
So I'm always a firm believer that you can't go wrong with data. But at some point, football games and sports, I don't want to say they're judged by gut, but sometimes it's just the feel of the game, and you've got to trust what your eyes are telling you. Like I watched the Washington football team not kick an extra point and it ended up costing them the game. So sometimes I think like you can outthink yourself, and I think that's what you're getting at is people are looking at data and they're not applying common sense to it. They're just saying, well, the data suggests that I should do it this way, and all common sense is going out the window to where, okay, I got 5 points. I kick a field goal, I'm up by 3. It's going to be harder for them to come back, but teams are going the opposite way.
Yeah, sometimes common sense isn't so common, but
absolutely.
So how do you fix that? Like, what do you do?
What? I'm not sure that you can fix it. I think that when things go wrong, people are always going to naturally criticize you, and they want some sort of data or reference point to say this is why you made the wrong decision, or this is why you should have did this, or if you was to look at this, these trends will give you a competitive advantage. Do I think that Bill Belichick uses some sort of analytics? Yeah. It's just kind of finding that balance with the analytics, or just do I know the team, or do I just identify what the other team is doing and stop them? So I have a question for you. And I want to ask you, is Baker Mayfield done as the starting quarterback?
No, man. They're 4-2.
I'll take a quote from him. 4-2 feels like 0-6 when you're Baker Mayfield.
Who said that? Who said that?
Yeah, he said that.
But I mean, that's
all the critics and stuff like that.
I get it. I mean, it's a lot of pressure. But is he done as a starter? No. Baker Mayfield is going to be just fine. So in the 2 losses, what I did notice was their game plan wasn't the same. In their 4 excuse me, in their 4 wins, they got him out the pocket because he's a short guy. They got him out the pocket. They ran the ball better. Granted, the team that they were playing on Sunday they had one of the best run defenses in the league, but they ran the ball better in the wins. And honestly, it's all a process, man. He's in his 3rd year. He's in his 3rd year, his 3rd coach. But that's not an excuse, because I do think that they found the right guy. I think this guy, Stefanski, whatever his name is, I think that he's going to be good for the team. Now, but to answer your question, no, Baker Mayfield isn't done as a starting quarterback. He'll be starting next week.
I want to go the other route. When I look at his statistics, I look at a guy that's 4-13 against winning teams. I look at a guy that has really thrown 28 touchdowns to 33 interceptions. I look at a guy that ranks 28th out of 33 quarterbacks, or 32 quarterbacks, I'm sorry. When you look at that, he is a below average quarterback. And when I look at the talent that the Browns have, I feel like that he's the one piece that is holding them back. And I think that putting in Case Keenum may inject some life into that. You got to try something.
No, let me.
There's a problem out there, man.
I'm gonna respond to what you just said. You said he's 4-13 against winning teams, right?
Yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The team that drafted him, how many games did they win?
They went 0-16.
They went 0-16. All right. So the years before him, they weren't any good. You know what I'm saying? So he's ultimately he's a third-year quarterback who came into a toxic situation, and it wasn't like excuse me, it wasn't like he came into a situation like Dak, who had a good offensive line when he got there, or Jared Goff, who ended up getting a good offensive line, and the defense, they had a bunch of first round top 5 picks. Even Carson Wentz, came into a better situation. He came into the Browns. The Browns are a different beast. They're a different beast when it comes to NFL teams. And so I get it. Yes. He's 4-13 against winning teams. His stats say this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, there wasn't any consistency in that organization. So, and as you can see, no one in their right mind would say Odell Beckham isn't a top 5 receiver. Odell Beckham isn't a top 4 receiver. But as you can see, when he got to Cleveland, Odell Beckham's numbers look like he's a top 25 receiver or something like that. Everybody in their eyes can see that Odell Beckham is a top 5 receiver. The organization isn't stable. Now, do I think that they're getting stable? Yes. Do I think that people overreact? Do I think that he created a bullseye on his back or on his chest when he did all those commercials last year, when he was all brash, when he was cocky as all hell, when he was doing, yes, I do think that. But to say that he's trash or he's not getting it done, I think that's it ain't right. I can't think of the word that I'm thinking of, but I don't think that's the case. I don't, because what's the other receiver? He's not a bad piece. You got Odell Beckham, you got Hooper, you got Hunt. Now, even in those wins, the prime example was that they were able to run. I think they had like 200 yards rushing in most of those wins. When I don't even think they didn't have 100 total yards of rushing against the Steelers or the Ravens. I think that people are overreacting to the Browns, and I think that they say, "Oh, all this talent," but once you have stability, once you create stability, then they'll get to that. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, I think if the playoffs started right now, they'd be in the playoffs. So what's the problem? So I think they were overreacting.
Nah, I think that this is one of the rare instances to where the data supports the eye test. It appears to be trash. I mean, you said it yourself. They've got a whole bunch of talent, and I think that we make
they got a whole lot of instability also.
I mean, you could say that. I mean, you admitted it yourself. OJB was
OBJ.
top 5. OBJ, sorry, you got me all tongue twisted.
Go ahead.
Top 5 receiver. He gets to the Browns. He looks like doo-doo. And it's his quarterback. I really think that if he continues on the trends that he is, you're going to see Case Keenum, and then you're going to see him take a seat.
Case Keenum is terrible. Just FYI. So Case Keenum is a backup. He's just a backup coach. We haven't seen Case Keenum be like you said about Fitzpatrick. Nobody drafted him in fantasy. When he was started, wasn't nobody drafted him. Case Keenum he's not even a bridge quarterback. He's just he's just a backup quarterback. He's not better than Baker Mayfield. And again, when they put him in the game last week, he looked even worse. You
do realize the head coach of the Browns had Case Keenum when he went on that magical run in Minnesota. So it's 2 things that tells me, right? That tells me in the back of his mind, he's thinking, if I get into a crunch, this guy has won me games before. I can lean on him until I figure out the next option. Do not be surprised, like this weekend, you saw Baker Mayfield take a seat. A lot of people didn't see that coming. Do not be surprised if moving forward
He was hurt.
he goes at. Okay. I mean, that's the new lingo that coaches are going with for benching players. Like,
No. I mean, we've seen Tom Brady get benched.
them for him.
We've seen Tom Brady get benched. We've seen Tom Brady get benched.
Yeah, we've seen Tom Brady get benched, but I'm just saying, like, people, the coaches don't. A lot of them aren't just coming out and saying, like, you know what, he was garbage out there. You know what I mean? That's why I sat him down. They'll say, "Oh yeah, he was hurt. We're just protecting him out there. The game was washed up, so we're just getting him out of the game."
It was 38.
It was a butt whipping. It was a butt whipping.
Listen, and so I know everybody talking about Case Keenum. If Case Keenum was so great, he had him. He led them to the NFC Championship, and they got destroyed, right? And he was so great. They wouldn't have went and got Kirk Cousins the next year. I'm almost certain if he was that amazing, he would have still been in Minnesota the following year. You know where he ended up? In Denver with Flacco and some other trash quarterback in Denver.
Okay,
that's where he ended up at.
Touche, and I never said he was that great, but he might be a better option than what they got going on.
No.
Hey, you never know what they thinking, man.
All right,
and I want to tell you right now, we're right at that time to where some of those quarterbacks that have been drafted, they're taking seats, man. They're taking seats. Teams are figuring out, they're like, you know what? We made a mistake. We might need to hit the reset button on this guy. And Baker Mayfield, believe it or not, his clock is ticking.
Listen, and before we get to the winner of the week, Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback that Odell Beckham ever had.
No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
All right, my winner of the week this week is Anthony Adams. Not only has he been drinking the cowboy juice, he's on Baker Mayfield's bandwagon. He had the nerve to insult Eli Manning by saying that Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback that Odell Beckham has played with. That type of irresponsible rhetoric, we can't have that on off the record or any type of show. He's definitely my winner of the week.
No, listen. Eli Manning was terrible. Once Odell Beckham got there, he was done. He was done. They should have drafted a quarterback well before Daniel Jones for Odell Beckham. If he's your number one guy, they should have built the team around him and drafted. Eli Manning was terrible. He was terrible. Eli Manning was a rookie interception when
he won 2 Super Bowls.
Not with Odell Beckham. He was done.
He won 2 Super Bowls.
What does that have to do? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What does that have to do? What Eli Manning was when Odell Beckham was drafted to the end of his career when they forced him to retire, and what Baker Mayfield is now is better than what Eli Manning was. Because mind you, they only made the playoffs once.
You're being very, very.
I'm not talking about his career, Scottie. I'm not talking about his career.
In general. I'm talking about even putting Eli Manning and Baker Mayfield in the same sentence. This is very disrespectful.
Scottie, hold on. Listen to me for a second. Listen.
Don't shut up. I'm listening.
So, hold on. And Odell Beckham was drafted in what year?
Odell Beckham? Was it like?
Was it 2012? Right. Okay. So you telling me from 2012 to 2017, Eli Manning was a top 20 quarterback? Scottie, I can't even believe that you're
no. But we've already.
And it was 2014. It was even worse. It was 2014. 2014. Okay. They made the playoffs once.
So we've already established that Baker Mayfield is like a 27 for 28 starting quarterback.
I don't agree with that.
So you can name 10 quarterbacks that are playing now that he's better than.
Who?
Let's start. Baker
Mayfield?
Mayfield. 10 quarterbacks that Baker Mayfield is better than. Let's start right now. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll drop it down to 7. I'll drop it down to 7. Give me 7 people.
Seven
He's
quarterbacks?
better.
Right
Quarterback.
now, all right.
Now.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, let's start.
He does well because he's hurt. Flacco. He's better than Flacco. Right?
I disagree.
Dog, you don't want to make me curse on here, man. Are you kidding me?
But yeah, we can put Joe Flacco in this argument. But
All right, hold on, wait. Oh, my gosh. All right, all of the Washington quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is terrible. Don't even do that, Scott. And if you look at the numbers, they're probably similar. And he's 4-2, and Daniel Jones is what? He just got his first one. He's 1-5. No, Scott.
I personally would rather have Daniel Jones, but that's arguable. So that's 2. I'll give you 2.
That's 3. I said.
Okay. I'll give you Joe Flacco. Okay.
And Washington. And oh man. So I would have to look, man. I can't think offhand. but look, and Eli was just as bad as these guys, though.
Nah, but okay. So
and here's the thing.
So I'll give you one more that he might be better than. He might be better than Andy Dalton.
Well, you dirty.
he might be better than Andy Dalton. I don't know.
Andy Dalton is a backup quarterback that happens to be starting right now because the starting quarterback got hurt.
Okay. Yeah, you get some can make that argument, but that's it, man.
Listen, no. I mean, I haven't really gone through because some can say Minshew. You know,
I don't think he's better than Minshew, but I'll add Minshew to it. That's 4. That's a solid 4.
Hold on. I gotta go.
I think most people watching him will.
Well, you got guys like Patrick Mahomes. I'm joking.
Nah, but real talk. It might be 3 others out there that people will argue, but that's it. He might at best.
I don't know, man.
I think he's better than 5 quarterbacks at best, and that's stretching it. I mean, I would rather have Joe Flacco.
I wouldn't, but again.
You think he's better than Drew Lock?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, at least right now, yes.
Okay, so I can give you that. You think he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo?
So here's the thing with that. No. I don't think he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo just went to the Super Bowl last year. You're not gonna tell. I know people give him a hard time. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a bad quarterback, and he literally just went to the Super Bowl a season ago. So no. I really think that Andy Dalton one. Nah, he's better than Andy Dalton. He's better than Andy Dalton. He's better than Andy Dalton right now. At least from what we've seen, because we only seen a game and a half of Andy Dalton, and in that game and a half, you could take any game and a half that Mayfield was in, and you would say that he was better than Andy. Baker Mayfield, he still has time. Again, he's only in his 3rd year. And he's had 3 different offensive coordinators in 3, or was it 4?
You say he's only in his 3rd year, like it's his rookie year. We could say that about Tua. We could say that about Justin Herbert. You could say that about rookies. They're rookies. Yeah, so you can give them a pass. But your 3rd year, man, it's supposed to click. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have like a decent first year, like he had. You expect your quarterback in the 2nd year.
You take that in year 2. Most quarterbacks,
once they get that film on you.
But year 3 isn't over yet, Scott. So what if he goes on a run and he's throwing for 300 yards the next 5 out of 6 games? Then what?
That'd be wrong. but that's very unlikely. I do not see that.
How
But I would
is
be
that
wrong.
unlikely? That's not unlikely. Forget those. He throws for 250, but they win 5 in a row.
Then I would be wrong. I would just be wrong. He would be everything that Anthony has said he's going to be for the
So
last
look,
2 years.
and see now you got me on here looking like I'm Baker Mayfield's guy, and I'm not. He's not playing the greatest. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, people came on here and said Dak was trash, and boy oh boy,
You have always been a closet Browns fan.
no, I haven't.
It is your second team.
No, it's not. If I had to
It
root
is
for
your
another
second
team,
team. If you had to root,
no.
yeah. Hey, that's a politically correct answer. You know, like if I had to root for another team, it'd be the Steelers. But all the data supports you're a Browns fan, man.
No, because I picked them to go to the playoffs last year. They had. Look, if you look at the paper last year, they had a playoff roster. This year, they have a playoff roster. No, I mean, I drank the juice last year. Yeah, I drank the juice. Whatever. But
if we went back and we watched film of this show, I guarantee you I could prove your voice goes a lot higher when you talk about the Browns. You talk about the Browns with a lot of passion and a lot of excitement. I think you really are a fan.
I'm a fan of some of the players on the team, man.
You're a Browns fan.
I'm not a Browns fan, man.
You know what? I think that's what I'll do. I'll get you a Browns cap, and you don't even have to invest in it. I got you. I want to get you a Browns cap so you can wear it. And I don't know what.
No, but you know what?
So you might have an orange shirt to go with it. I don't know.
You all right. So real quick, the World Series. Did you watch Game 1?
I sure did.
What are your thoughts? Because I got a question for you. But what are your thoughts?
I was impressed by Mookie Betts, man. Impressed. I thought Kershaw was going to wet the bed again, but he figured out how to get out of the first inning, and I mean he was good from there on out. I think the Dodgers really have a good opportunity to win the World Series. Tampa Bay, they've got good pitching, but they didn't show it last night.
Yeah. Hold on before because I see something in the comments that I have to address. So let's get one thing straight. Let's get one thing straight, people. I could get any team. I could get any team's hat in. I will get any team's hat in the NFL, except for the Eagles, the Giants, or the team that resides north of here.
What did the comments say?
They said that they said that I probably already have a Browns hat. I wore a Wizards cap last week. You know, I have a ton of hats, okay? But there's just certain teams that I won't get. So if Scott was to give me a Browns cap, I would definitely wear it. You know, I could wear my Orange Virginia State hoodie with it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to the World Series. My question is Mookie Betts the best player in baseball?
No, I think the argument was set. I like Mike Trout. I think Mike Trout is a once-in-a-lifetime generation talent.
I tried to get you. I tried to bait you.
But you know what? The big thing is Mookie Betts is playing on the biggest stage. A lot of people, they don't see Trout because he's not playing in the playoffs. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. Mookie Betts, I mean, he's right there. Baseball has a lot of young talent. I wish that we would have got to see a regular season. Just with what was going on with the NBA, it was hard to really keep track of both because I kind of lost interest in baseball when basketball started to heat up. You know, I still was watching a little bit, but if the basketball game was on, that was the game that I was watching, and maybe I was flipping back and forth with the baseball. Right. But yeah, Mookie Betts, man, he's a top 3 player, easy. Absolutely.
I saw like on Twitter yesterday. I saw a lot of it was a lot of Red Sox fans, you know, in their feelings because they were, you know, because the Sox traded them and everything. So I mean, he's a baller, man, and he is. If they win, he's gonna win. He's gonna win MVP of the World Series. And he literally stole second, stole third, and damn near stole home because he scored on an infield single. He's special, man. He's special. And if I tell you what, if Tampa, because they got the advantage right now because of their pitching staff and because they had a little bit of a break. But if they don't win game 2, I don't know. They're tough. But
What time does game 2 come on tonight?
It might have started already, or it might start at 9. So the thing with that is that it starts at 8. There is we're gonna have a battle tonight. We're gonna have a battle tonight, and this time it's the ladies that's battling.
Okay.
It's the ladies that are battling. We're gonna get both of them on here in a second. But what are your thoughts about that before we get them on there? What are your thoughts on this battle coming up?
I'm excited. I want to tell you, for the past 2-3 days, I've been a little salty. I lost an aunt this Saturday in the California-born versus Jersey-born battle. I did not want to do that particular battle, but Kayon, if you're out there, the only reason I took that battle was because of you. Due to I felt like I got a cheap win against you in the Southern hip hop battle because that wasn't your range, but you agreed to battle me. So I was like, you know what? I gotta show some range too, because she didn't complain. She took the battle, so I had to take what the commission gave me. So I took that battle for that reason. You inspired me, but it was a bad move.
Shout out to Jersey. I just wanted to say that, but yeah,
it was a bad. So I want to tell you this too before they come in.
Uh-huh.
I fought so hard to keep Jersey artists from Jersey out of that competition because I did not have some heat for some of the people. I looked up everybody from Jersey, and I was amazed. Oh no, I looked up. That's how I knew Faith wasn't born there. That's how I knew George Clinton. I looked up everybody, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna keep arguing that they're not from there." And hopefully, I was like, yo, I had nothing for Whitney Houston. I had nothing for Lauryn Hill, and I knew that. I knew that going in. But yeah, man, that was my strategy. I was like, yo, I'm going to muddy the water. And every time he plays somebody from not born there, I'm going to argue it. Still lost.
It's all good, man. It's all right. So let's get the ladies up in here, man. All right, we got Toya, we got Ronkia. Y'all up? The battlegrounds. So how y'all feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Me too.
Hey, Toya.
Nervous, but that antsy nervous.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, you gotta relax. There's nothing to worry about. There's thousands of people watching, right? So there's nothing to worry about. So no pressure. So again, you got the 5 where you can play whatever you want, and then you got the categories. Now I tell y'all, the categories is what make and break. That's what make and break most of the battles. So y'all gotta bring it. You gotta bring it.
And just shout out to both of y'all for doing this. Definitely appreciate that. It's gonna be a good battle. I'm definitely excited.
So
Thank you.
So what can the people expect from this battle?
Some good music, a nice good playlist.
All right. What about you, Toya?
I agree. I know the past few weeks people been saying they ain't want to hear it slow down too much, but so I'm bringing it back to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start it off real nice.
All right.
So I'll tell you what I'm excited about, to have a woman's perspective on the playlist. I know I play my playlist, and my wife is like, yo, them joints is trash. So be like, all right.
I mean, it's it's like art, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder and all that stuff, or in the ear. But
She is so cool about it, and I know she gonna give me a run for my money. But I'm ready. I'm ready. Rub hands like Birdman.
So here's the thing. Now, y'all both are. This is both of your first actual battle, but Toya has a slight edge.
No,
nothing crazy because she's been watching the battles, and she's had like a bird's eye view of what the last 4 weeks or so. So I mean, she kind of seen people's slip ups, So,
but it doesn't matter. Once you go live, you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. So as prepared as you are.
So wait, dude, like, how do I play my music though? Am I just like, should I just play it since I'm on my computer? Just play it through my phone.
You can, we'll talk about that behind the scenes.
Okay.
But most people use a Bluetooth speaker. Some people use their speaker on their computer if it gets loud enough. So I mean,
I have my Bluetooth, so I will tell you, Ronkia, they are very anal about hearing the music.
I know sound is key. I've seen the verses and all that other stuff. I'm just trying to make sure I'm ready. I'm not trying to get booed out over
right.
You guys are good on the sound. It's the bootleg internet that gets us. You got to have a strong Wi-Fi connection. Some people come on there and they just don't have that going.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of the frog wireless because But I have confidence that I have the confidence that the two of y'all are gonna put on the show, and I know sometimes they say women can get catty, or I say they get competitive. I think women are way more competitive than men, and I think you guys are playing nice right now. But once the music starts to play, we're gonna see some competitiveness in the
us.
I mean,
here we go. There you go, right there.
So
being competitive and being catty do not have to go hand in hand. All right,
I agree.
We're both here to win.
So
ain't no one trying to give a win away. All right.
It's not going to be the competition between you two. It's going to be what the judges say. When I get done battling, I have more beef with the judges than the other person.
Well, I guess we got to find out on our own. It's our first time. So we'll see. Absolutely. Judges, rock with us. We ready.
We're gonna see. So and what we'll do is we'll have a post battle interview tonight, and we'll have it with both of y'all. Maybe separately, maybe together. We'll see. It doesn't matter. It's the internet. We can do whatever we want. So, so yeah, man, I'm excited. And we're gonna see who comes out victorious.
Yeah, best of luck to both of y'all. Thank y'all again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Let's rock.
All right. 8:30. 8:30.
All right. See you then.
All right.
Yeah, what I was saying about the judges, though, I want to tell you, aside from the fact that I hate that you beat me in anything,
right?
There's always one round that you hold it. Like if you lose, you be like, that round killed me.
Yeah.
That was a damn Rod Digger. I couldn't sleep. I lost sleep thinking about Rod Digger, man.
Don't lose sleep, man. You don't have to lose sleep
about Rod Digger, man.
Hey,
that was a good battle, man.
It was a good battle, and I get it. I know you don't want to lose to me. Just want everybody to know that Scottie has lost 2 battles in a row to me. I just want the people to know. Will I battle him again? It depends. It depends if the Browns make the playoffs or not. It's a joke. It was a joke, man.
No. We'll battle again. I think the next time, man, I gotta bring it a little bit more. I gotta come. You are a tough opponent. You know what I mean? I've got to do some better preparation. You know, the sidebar trying to get you disqualified in every round. I don't think that might have been the play. Maybe next time I'll be a little bit more prepared.
So let's recap real quick. So speaking of the battles, last week was an epic battle, and I wish we could bring Mario on real quick. I don't know if we'll have a chance to, but I think he deserves to be on the air real quick. You know what I'm saying? And because what he did. So for the people that don't know that wasn't tuned in, Mario was down 5-2. He was down 5-2, and pulled off one of the greatest comebacks in Battleground. It might have been the greatest comeback in Battlegrounds history.
Yeah, it was definitely commendable. The thing that I look at with that is I don't know if anybody, if they were on the other side, could have defended themselves against that comeback. He started playing some fire music. I felt bad for Fate. I felt bad for him, man. And you know, the Virginia State community has been rough on the brother, but he was up against it. But I go back to this. We're brothers. And I always say, will you kill your brother for a victory? He wouldn't kill his brother, and it came back to bite him.
It came back to bite him. And you know what happens? You know what happened when he got too cocky, he walked off. He thought, yeah, I'm gonna kill him with this one. And he didn't. So it was tough. It was tough. He said, so I just contacted him, and he said he'll be on in about a minute. So I think we can wait. I think we can wait for him. But Fate, it was a number of things. It was overconfidence, you know, not having the killer instinct. You know, I think it was overconfident in that round, in the round where he should have won. I believe it was round 8. It was round 8, yeah. So and he thought he had a win. He got up. He did the Steph Curry walk off, but it was more like the Nick Young walk off because Nick Young turned around and it was a brick. You know, so I think that it was a number of things that hurt Fate, man. And matter of fact, we got the man, the myth, and the legend right here. The legend, Rock the Legend. What's going on, man?
Oh, man. Ain't no legend, bro. What's going on with y'all, man?
Hey, man, look. Listen, I'll say this. You know, we go back or whatever. I'll give you we joke around and stuff. And, you know, you did lose to both of us. I just want to let everybody know that. You did lose to both of us. Right?
Controversy, but we'll talk about that later.
You say tomato, I say tomato. It doesn't matter. But coming into that battle last week, you know, there was a poll put up, and I think out of 10 votes, you might have got 2 or 3 or something like that. You were a heavy underdog. And I will say this, you started off okay. And you got hold on. Omar's crazy. So
I can see the comment too, bro.
So you it started off rough, and you were down 5-2. You were down 5-2, but to see the comeback, because you didn't have the confidence playing that record. Going into round 8, there was no confidence, you know. You was just wishing on a star, and you played it. You won that round. The next round, you played a banger. Boom. You won that round. And we can see, because it was the categories. The categories is what hurts people. And you can see, you can slowly see the confidence and Fate trickling away. It was a slow walk. Then it was like a brisk jog. And then it was an all-out sprint once round 10 came, you know. So how you feel about that, man?
It was with Deborah Cox. The Deborah Cox separated the victor, and we've all been there. You know, and the contestants tonight, they'll get there to where you play that song, and you just I can't lose with this joint. And you lose, and you
honestly, bro, I've been thinking about this battle all week, man. That's how I show you. I told you, y'all platform is excellent for this, but like really, when Deborah Cox lost, bro, like it took like my soul, bro. Like I had already had that in it because I didn't write anything down. Like I was really going on ear, so like I already knew that like I'm gonna play this duet joint. I might rob myself because I know a lot of times the categories is duet, but I was like, this is a banger. And when that joint lost, I was like, yo, like that put me down with 5-2. So at that moment,
that is what put you down with 5-2. Yep.
Yeah, I said I'm gonna throw this sexual healing on. It's an old joint. I don't think it'll last. But I basically was like, I'm just gonna play it out. But when he walked off on me, I was like, oh, okay. And then when that joint won, and then when he got disqualified, I was like, yo, I might got a shot at this right here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, listen. Until that person gets 6, you always got a shot, man.
But look, Rob, even though
I'm excited to see these ladies tonight too, man. It's gonna bring a different flavor, bro. So I'm excited. Check them out at 8:30, man. So I'm gonna be tuning in for real.
Yeah, but Rock, even though you won, you still thinking about that Deborah Cox. Yo, them joints hurt.
Scott, it hurt worse than losing to Vito. It hurt worse when I lost to Vito with Ant, dog.
Hey, look. Hey, man. Hey. It is at this point. It is what it is, man. But
I voted for Deborah Cox, though.
I didn't have a vote, and I'll say this, man. I think because we were thinking of who to put against Marcus next, and I think it's gonna be you, man. I think it might be you. So next week we gonna have a hip hop battle. We're gonna have a hip hop battle next week. It might be the week after, man. First week of November. You might have a sauce, man. So be prepared. We'll work out all the logistics. Huh?
It'll be exciting, bro. It'll be exciting, but I'm definitely tuning in tonight. But look, big ups to y'all again, man. Great platform, bro. Y'all bringing a lot of people in, bro. Blow it up, man. No limitations with it. Keep it going, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Salute to you, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, man. All right, so yeah, it's about time we get out of here because the battle starts in about 23 minutes, so we'll both be there. Yo, shout out. Yo, listen. Before we get out of here, so starting next week, we're gonna have another segment, and we'll post more about it. But it's gonna be almost like a competition. Almost like the fans versus off the record, and ultimately you'll have it'll probably be either 3 or 4. It'll be 5 questions. You will have to get at least 3 questions right to get a prize. We'll state the prizes. But Scottie and I are gonna read you a trivia question, a sports question. It can be about the show. It can be about any sport. And if you get, we'll give you the top tier, but you can win anywhere between some off the record merchandise, a gift card, a hat. It's a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna do that, and you'll be on the air. So I'm gonna make sure I have my buzzer ready, Scottie.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my buzzer ready. So we'll see. But with that being said, follow us. Follow Scott. Scott, what's your IG, yo?
Scott Q Smith.
Hold on. Let's get this man a round of applause, man. How we haven't tracked your followers in how are those looking?
Oh man, it's looking up, man. It's looking up.
A small applause,
Yeah.
You heard the guy in the background with the woo. But yeah, so we'll do that. And we'll have more information on that during the week and then next week. So my IG is Vipers31. Off the record show is for the show, the OTR brand, and you're watching on Facebook, so you already know the vibes. But But yeah, man. Anything else, yo?
Nah, yo, but we gotta get ready for the battle.
All right, let's get out of here. This off
Right way of ending that joint.
This off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scottie B.
We out, man.
We off the record. Anthony Adebayo. We off the record.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com.